Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Fred Johnson Show, Sports Talk Edition, with our very own sports expert up there in Reno, Nevada, high atop the casino in the high roller suite, the one, the only, Charlie the Sports Guy. Charlie, how you doing?
How are you doing, Fred? I'm doing good. I'm in that kind of Christmas lighting mode here for this week's picks. There are a lot of teams that are favorites that are on the road this week. I'll say that. Back to you.
Yeah, that's right. There is. Yeah, I like your Christmas lights there, Charlie. Very festive. I'll have to maybe next week have to break out some of the Christmas decorations there. But very good. Yeah, let's get right into it and let me switch to this view. There you go. That's both of us. And I'd like to start off by briefly talking, just briefly. Whoops. I got rid of myself there. To talk
My
about last
sheet
week.
went flying.
Let's
Go ahead while I look for my one sheet. Oh, here it is. There
Okay.
you are.
All right. Let me bring up our spreadsheet. Hopefully everyone can see that. I feel like a weather guy. There's a high pressure system coming in from the east. All right. This is last week, week 13, real quick. We didn't do that great. We both picked the exact same picks. I don't know what we were thinking, but we went 8-7. So we're still above 500 there. So our pick of the week there, our upset pick of the week, I think helped us out. And so we had some losers, 8-7. So, you know, we're not we're not too bad. But I think we're going to do better this week. I think we're going to do better. Let me switch over here real quick. And let me here, I'll bring up let me bring up these. Well, okay, there you go. We can talk about our picks as we go along, and or I'll bring up our picks at the end here. How about that? I'll bring up our picks at the end. Okay, there we go. Well, no, I don't even have a list of our picks in front of me now. If I don't have that,
You'll have to just try to remember.
Okay, you're gonna. Okay, what's the first game, Charlie? What you're gonna?
Green Bay. I'll just start off, and I'll probably cue you. Green Bay is a 7-point favorite, or even 7.5, but really 7 against Detroit, who is at home.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring this up because I forgot. I don't have a piece of paper in front of me, and I believe I took Detroit on that.
I think you took Detroit, if I remember right. Yeah, I took Green Bay. So we're going to have a little difference here, especially in the beginning.
Right. Okay. Right off the bat. Yeah. So that's Green Bay minus 7.5, right?
Yeah, 7.5 or 7, depending on the book.
Very good. Okay, what's the next one there? We got
Tennessee on the road against Jacksonville. Well, they opened at minus 9.5. They're minus 7.5 now.
Yeah, I was thinking about that game, and Tennessee, I think will win, but I think they're only going to win by a field goal. Jacksonville's one of those teams that they almost just barely beat everybody. They almost beat everybody. So I think they're going to give them a hard time, and I'm going to take Jacksonville with the points.
All right, I'm going to go with Tennessee at minus 7.5. Probably win by 3 or 7, and
Yeah.
But,
wow. Oh, good. There we go. We have two.
Between the two of us, we may win a game.
Well, there you go. All right, moving on. What's the next game there, Charlie?
Dallas minus 3.5 against Cincinnati.
Yes. I thought about this game. I've decided to take Dallas on this, even though they're in Cincinnati. I think Dallas might have a slightly better record, or they might be exactly the same. I don't know.
About the same. Dallas 3-9, Cincinnati 2-9.
But here's my thought on this. Cincinnati's one of those teams, I think at this point they're going to give up. They're probably playing for the draft picks now, where I think uh, Dallas has more pride, and they want to win. They don't care about that, So I took Dallas with that minus the was it 3 or
Yeah,
3.5?
minus 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up with Cincinnati. I don't know why. Well, they're
Well,
both crummy, but what the
wow,
heck? They're at home, I
yeah,
guess.
3 in a row. We picked differently.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, what do you got next there, Charlie?
Arizona -3 against the New York Giants. Hot as pistols, the Giants.
Yeah, that's true. The Giants are surprising. They started off bad. Everyone's, oh, it's a rebuilding year, and they were terrible. Now they're leading the division. They're getting better every week. They're going to make the playoffs, I think. I think they're going to end up winning that division. And Arizona's coming there, right? Yeah. I'm
Giants at
picking the
home, yeah.
Giants. Giants,
I'm
absolutely.
picking the Giants too.
Yeah.
Arizona's too lazy now. We
Hmm.
got Houston in the next game on
Yeah.
the road, -1.5 against the Chicago Bears.
Your Chicago Bears.
My sad Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I thought about this for a little bit, but I'm just thinking Houston maybe slightly better, and I'm just going with Houston on that one. I'm sure you're probably
Yeah,
you took
Houston slightly better, but I'm picking the Bears.
Gotta go with
What
your
a
team.
fool! They're at home. So what
Gotta go with your team, man. I know the feeling. Moving on. What's the next one there?
Denver on the road +4 against Carolina. They're both 4-8 on the season.
That's another one I thought about. Denver traveling all the way to the East Coast there. But Denver's been playing good. They're another one that, they lost all their quarterbacks. They had some parking attendant that was playing the quarterback, and all of a sudden they got good. They were good last week. Carolina, I really don't know too much about. I'm going, I'm going Denver's a +4 on that one, right? They're
Yeah,
+4?
so
Yeah.
that's
I'm going to make that my upset pick of the week.
the upset pick of the week. I'm writing it down.
There you
Denver
go.
at +4.
What are you
I'm
picking?
picking Denver myself.
Ah,
I think
yeah, very good.
they're just
Okay,
gonna
interesting.
do good. Next game is Minnesota +6.5 on the road to Tampa Bay. -6.5.
Yes. I believe I picked Minnesota on that one. Yes, I did. I picked Minnesota. I don't know why. Just a feeling. No, you picked Minnesota.
I picked Minnesota. I think,
That's right.
you
I
picked
picked Tampa Bay. I
Looking
picked
at the
Tampa
fine
Bay.
print here, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna
They're at
say.
home, so what the heck,
What? Well, you picked Minnesota. I picked.
Yeah.
Who's at home there?
Tampa Bay. So that's
Tampa Bay's
another
at
one
home.
we differ.
Yeah.
And so,
That's why Brady at
mix and
home.
match, and we'll come up with a
Right.
good record, hopefully. So
That was a confusing one. Okay.
Kansas City is -7.5 on the road against the good team Miami Dolphins.
Yes. I'm go. I kind of wanted to go with Miami. Just because I think Kansas City's going to win that game, and I was thinking maybe they wouldn't, or Kansas City wasn't going to cover the spread, but I think they will. They need to win. They had a poor performance last week. I'm going with Kansas City.
I'm going with Kansas City to win also by 7.5. Yeah, it's hard to keep them from scoring a lot of points 2 games in a row. Indianapolis in the next game, -2.5 on the road to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders. I think this is a must-win for the Raiders, I feel. Well, it's kind of a must-win for both, but I think more so for the Raiders. And, Raiders had a spectacular game last week, and I just think they have that luck going. They're at home. This seems like the time Phillip Rivers is going to drop the ball. I took the Raiders.
I took the Raiders also. We have the New York Jets +15 against Seattle. The line has moved to 13.5 or vice versa.
Right. Been good
Seattle's
to jump on that
home.
15. Yeah, been good to jump on that 15, but it's 13.5 now. I'm still taking the Jets. The Seahawks weren't that great. The Jets are another one of those teams that just almost beat you. Look, they almost beat the Raiders, and I think Seattle will win the game, but they're not going to win by 13.5. They may win by 7 or 10. So I took the Jets.
I took the Jets to cover the spread there and be close.
Yeah.
They probably won't win, but I don't
Right.
think they'll lose that big.
Right.
Atlanta started off as a pick'em
Right.
against the LA Chargers. Is now a couple of points favorite for Atlanta, I believe, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus 2.5 for Atlanta.
After that poor performance last week of the Chargers, I can't take them ever again. I don't think they've got to prove to me. I think Atlanta beats them. I'm taking Atlanta on that.
I'm taking Atlanta. The Chargers have given up on. They're
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
New Orleans. They're 10-2. New Orleans at minus 6.5 against Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, Philadelphia, I think now with this new quarterback they're trying out, it looks a lot better than Carson Wentz did. But you got to go with New Orleans. Drew Brees is going to be playing, and what was it again? What was the spread?
6.5.
6.5.
So,
I'm taking New Orleans.
yeah, they win by 7. They got it. So I'm taking New Orleans too.
Yep.
You also have next game, Washington at plus 4.5 against San Francisco.
Yeah, this one I took a long time to think about too. Washington traveling to the West Coast. I think the San Francisco's like so decimated with injuries, and I think Washington's flying high. They're getting one of those teams that are getting better, like the Giants, and I can see them going out there and actually winning that game. So I'm taking the Washington football team there.
Yeah, Washington football team.
Plus
The
3.
line has moved plus 3 now.
Yeah.
Opened at 4.5, but
I
they
think that's a good
should
bet.
win or cover at least.
I almost want to make that my fur coat pick of the week. You remember?
Yeah, fur coat pick.
Fur coat pick. Remember we used to do that back in the day.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
What was the fur coat pick of the week?
Let's
It was
load up on it.
I said, go out and buy a fur coat, put it on a charge card, make that bet because you'll be able to pay it off. Nowadays it's probably politically incorrect because I don't think nobody buys fur anymore. So we'll have to change that. We'll make that the fake fur coat pick of the week. All right.
Pittsburgh Steelers in the next game. Oh boy, they opened at minus 2.5, but that's before they blew chunks last week.
Well,
plus 2 points now against Buffalo, who is at home.
Yeah, this was the game I thought Steelers would lose. They surprised me last week by losing that game. But once again, just like with your Chicago Bears, I got to go with my Steelers. I think maybe they're so mad from last week, they might actually practice this week. Plus, they get Connor back. Connor's the running back, which they desperately needed. And so I'm taking the Steelers.
All right, I'm going with Buffalo because the eye test told me that Buffalo is better now. They played so well last week. So
yeah, that's probably the smarter bet. All right, what's the final one?
Of the week? The last game, Baltimore minus 3 against Cleveland, who is at home.
The old Browns against the new Browns.
Line might be 2 in some play now from opening at 3.
Minus 2 now. You know what? The Cleveland Browns are playing really good, and they're at home, and Buffalo's struggling, even though they have their main quarterback back.
Baltimore's struggling, yeah.
Yeah, or Baltimore's struggling, yeah.
And kind of wishy-washy.
And I'm going with the Browns on this. I'm picking Cleveland.
I agree with you, Fred. I'm going with Cleveland.
Yeah, with plus 2. Yeah, I'll always go with the home dog, they say, in a situation like that.
Yeah, and Cleveland was our upset pick of the week last week. So
Yeah. And as you know, we both picked the Rams to win, so we already have one win each there in our column.
Hey, 1 in 15. 1 in 15.
So, hey, well, there you go. There's our picks. Any final words there, Charlie?
Well, looking forward to the games.
Yeah.
It should be interesting. Some of them are kind of, but you know.
I know. So there you go. There's Charlie and Fred's picks. And hope you have fun watching the game, everybody. And we'll see you next week here on the Fred Johnson Show, Sports Talk.
Yay!
See you next week.
Bye-bye.